Taking the fish market.
We are on it!
They're trying to take the scrapyard.
On it! Got it!
The enemy's gonna sell the fish market. Watch your back.
They asked for it!
They stole the scrapyard.
So Massive got involved in the multiplayer around about 2 years ago. So we've been working for 2 years, prototyping, testing things out. And we are very much in the same, it's the same game. We're using the same engine, the same assets, we're with the same sounds, the rebels and the pirates that you'll be fighting as in multiplayer are the same rebel and pirates that occupy the islands that you visit in the single player. So it's very much a collaboration and a co-development with the Montreal team. You know, we do some assets for them, they do some for us. We do a lot of them that we both use. We work on features together. So they're the main driver, they're the biggest team, absolutely, and they set the creative direction and the art direction. And then we're over here and we adapted a little bit to what we need for multiplayer and help them, and they help us. So we talk a lot every day, several hours every day. We do speak with the instant messaging and all that stuff. It's from several directions, the inspiration. I think it started already day one when we sat down to think, what are we going to do? We're going to do multiplayer for Far Cry 3, that's awesome. So what do we want to see in the multiplayer? And we play a lot of FPS games, we play a lot of multiplayer. And I think we all felt that there's something missing. Yes, there's team play, it's called team deathmatch, and there's team play modes, but often in the really big games, there's not a lot of team going on. You know, you're playing like deathmatch and just, oh, I can't shoot him, I'm gonna shoot him, but that's the extent of the team play. And then on the other hand, there's team play focused shooters where you have to cooperate and engineer has to do this and nobody else can do it, and it's all really complex systems. But those often fail, because if somebody's not doing what they should, then it becomes super boring, and only the really good clans that are really cooperative, they can have fun. So we wanted to create the magic bullet to solve this, and so you can have the cake and eat it too. And that inspiration, I mean, in terms of having a team play focus, already in our previous game we made an RTS game called World in Conflict that had the first team play focus of an RTS, and team play was all about working together with people and not just playing on the same map, but actually taking on different roles. So team play is very much in the spirit of the core team that we used to work on World in Conflict before. Well, once again, it's the philosophy is that yes, friends matter, team play is important, but we don't want to force it. We don't want the game to require it and to force you into a role. We want you to find out that this is what I want to do and this is how I want to help. So we created a team play economy. So when you do team play actions like revive somebody or give a battle cry, which is our aura boost that you scream out and people around you get an increase in their abilities, we give you a special team support point, which is what you use to call in the biggest super weapons of the game. And so we built a little bit of an economy in there to give a boost, an incentive, to give people a reason to do it. And that starts off as an egoistical incentive, and they do it just to get the score, to get the guns. But after a while you actually start feeling really good about always being able to revive and always being able to do the battle cry. So we didn't want to make one class only revive, because everybody should be able to feel this, you know, fighting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and also Far Cry 2, the multiplayer, one of the really great things was that everybody could revive. And the same philosophy is true for all of the abilities in the game. You can build a class, and you can build it so that my battle cry heals people, my battle cry will make them their health go up, I will be faster at reviving. So you can build a medic class, but it's not, you know, you can have a sniper medic if you want to. So it's more about, yes, we can go very deep into the class and become very specialized, but it's all up to you the way you want to construct your class. The team support weapons in Far Cry 3 multiplayer is what you get to use when you used your team play actions and you got enough team play points. These abilities these super weapons are very, very interesting in Far Cry 3, because that's where we are allowed to really showcase that we're on this island. It's it's off the grid. There's no, you can't call the police. There's no military. There's no protocol. It's gritty. People do makeshift weapons. These rebels and these pirates, they don't have. There's no chain of command, and there's no sort of they don't do it in an orderly fashion. So the ability, of course, we're not going to have a cluster bomb or a, big super attack helicopters that come in. It's a crazy pirate that's sitting on the edge of a helicopter that stabs a barrel full of oil and then throws it down and throws down a flare, and that's the explosion that we're creating. And the same goes for the psych gas. If you've seen in single player, and you've seen the trailers and you've seen the gameplay trailers from single player, the idea of mind-altering, chemicals, the idea of you going to a dark place and becoming insane is very much a theme for the entire game. So we have the psych gas, which basically you drop it on the enemy, and if you get affected, everybody turns into demons from your mind, and you can't tell who is who. And suddenly you're afraid that you will team kill somebody, because then suddenly friendly fire is on for that character. And everybody sees him as crazy, he has a marker. Oh my god, that guy could shoot me even though he's on my team. I'm going to try to stay away from him. We are trying to create a variation of open, with indoors, with verticality, with high levels and several levels. But the interesting thing is that with the in-game editor that we're releasing for all platforms, where everybody can go in and create the multiplayer they want, we're soon going to see some really good maps come in. And our ambition, and what we're improving compared to Far Cry 2, is that we're going to have the ability to take the user-made maps that are really good, that get good rating, that everybody likes, to read the forums, and then we can move them up so that after a while, it's not a question of if, it's a question of when somebody creates a multiplayer map that is as good as the ones that we have done. So what we will do then is they will go up and they will be included in the rotation together with the official maps, so that a newcomer comes in and they will play that because it's just as good. And at that point, it's up to the community to decide, do we want more verticality, more open space, or just tunnels? To really make friends matter in the long run, and not just when you're playing there in the game, we wanted to create a meta game that runs across several hours, across several days, and that runs on your on the servers, even when you close down your gaming machine. So we created that after, when you're playing, and after each match, there's a chance that you find some encrypted data. And it has a reward on it, but you have to decode it. And the decoding takes time. So during that time, maybe you turn off your console or your PC, and you can check the progress on your smartphone or on the web, because it takes several hours. And you can collect the reward on the web or on the smartphone, or if you go back to your gaming machine. So the interesting thing here is that the best rewards, the very best things that you'll get, they're the custom guns. They're custom mods to the guns in the game that are just a little bit better than the guns that you can unlock by leveling up. And if it's a gun that you don't want, that doesn't fit your playstyle, you can give that to a friend. Which means that if you have friends playing, it's basically like in some other role-playing games where, oh, I don't need this, I will give it to you because I know you play that kind of style. So playing with friends will get you to where you want to be faster. So I'm not going to give you any numbers today because people will be upset if I'm wrong. But there's a lot of different weapons and gadgets and explosives and abilities and mods and attachments and all that stuff. So there's a lot of good, nice stuff for you to toy around with and create the class and the playstyle that you want, and choose a battle cry that really helps your friend, so that if you're playing with a friend, you can do something that speeds up his reload if he has a slow reloading weapon, and he can choose something that makes you faster running if you're a charger kind of guy. So it's really, there's a lot of things for you to use and experience.